Hi, welcome to Jim'sLubricationServices.com. Today I'm going to be working on my 1978 model SATOH slash Mitsubishi tractor. This motor in essence is about a 1000cc Mazda motor, and today I'm going to be inspecting the strainer plate for the hydraulic reservoir system. It's important that you do that. You keep all the larger, this system just has a strainer cup, and we're getting ready to look at it in a minute. This basically keeps all the larger particulate matter out of your hydraulic reservoir, basically your PTO assist unit. So let's take a look at it. In essence, what you have here is just 4 bolts that hold on the inspection plate. Now I've already taken most of those out, and then you just remove this cover, this little metal cover, and here's your actual strainer cup, strainer plate, screen, mesh, whatever. This is the first time I've inspected this, so I don't really know what to expect. So okay, that's in pretty rough shape, so it's definitely time to change the fluid. Of course, on an industrial piece of equipment, you would expect this, and this is a piece of farm equipment, heavy machinery too. So it's definitely doing its job. You can see a lot of the larger particulate matter up here, dust and leaves, and that have entered the system. And I'm going to pull a sample of the hydraulic fluid and run it through the lab too, and we'll see what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's pretty contaminated. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm going to pull a sample from the new oil reservoir. This is the ISO 46 oil that's specified for this tractor. I just went to the store and bought some. Here's your sample bottle, clean, new piece of sample tubing. I'm going to put it on my sample pump. So, clean piece of sample tubing. And this is so I can run it through the lab later, do a comparative analysis of the new oil versus the used oil. It's always good to sample your oil, because a lot of times what you get is not as clean as what you think it is. This actually looks visually pretty good, but I'll run a particle count on it, see how many particles are in it. On a standard ASTM test for the oil analysis. And about 3/4 of a sample bottle full. That's all you need for the instrument. Like I said, it visually looks nice and clean, but it's always nice to run it through the instrument, see what the numbers look like. Okay. Break the seal. And again, cleanliness, cleanliness, cleanliness. Put your sample cap back on to where you don't get any particles. And there's the new sample. I'm going to switch over here, move the camera around a little bit, switch over here and actually pull a sample from the reservoir itself. New and used, if you will. Another sample bottle on here. I'm letting the new drain out now, this sample tube. It looks pretty dirty. I know visually I see a lot of large particulate matter, which I kind of expected. I've never changed this. I ran it all last summer, so I've never changed this oil. And I just actually stick the tube down in the reservoir. It's called drop tube sampling. I don't know if you can pick that up in the video, but it's a lot darker, looks a lot more oxidized. Of course, it's been in use. I've never changed this, so I don't know really what to expect. I inherited this tractor, this oil. I have changed the crankcase oil, but it's the first time I've changed the hydraulic reservoir, so it'll be interesting to see what the numbers look like. I'll include that in my next video report. Draw a little more vacuum. Again, you need to leave a little head space in there. About 3/4 of this is a standard 4-ounce bottle. A lot of my customers send in samples that are full, but I need about 3/4 of a sample to actually get the test run on the instrument. Break the volume, and again, put the lid back on it immediately. And here's a little visual. I guess that camera can pick that up. New versus used. But a lot of times that's deceiving, because a lot of times, maybe not in this application, this oil will still be fit for continued use. It just depends on how the additives are, whether there's wear in it, or whether the chemistry's changed in the oil. I'm going to finish this maintenance action, and the next video will have the oil analysis reports.